welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to bring you along for a video I put together this morning. I got up early to make my husband breakfast in bed, and so one of his very favorites is biscuits and gravy, and there's something about homemade biscuits and gravy that's so comforting and a great way to start off your weekend after a long hard work week. So I hope it inspires you to stay with me, and if it does, go down in that about section below, check out all the links that I've left for you. I've got a link to the cast iron skillet that I use. I've got a link down there that you can go look at those for yourself. I absolutely love cast iron, so I hope it inspires you to check that out. Go down even further below. I've got my mailing address as well as my Facebook page, so go say hi over there and sign up for Zaycon Foods. It's free to sign up, and they'll notify you of an event in your area where they can save you a lot of money on bulk meats. All right, guys, so let's go make some biscuits and gravy.
Sausage is browning. I'm going to go ahead and start my biscuits, and we just got this over a medium heat, and it's a breakfast sage sausage. All right, let's go make some biscuits.
So what I've got for my biscuits is, in this bowl here, I've got about 1/3 of a cup of butter-flavored Crisco. You can use lard, you can use schmaltz. Schmaltz is delicious if you're making savory biscuits, but this morning that's what I've got. And then I've also got about 3 tablespoons of butter that I've just cut up into little cubes. And now we need some flour to cut into here. And this is self-rising flour, but I'm still going to add the baking soda to this and baking powder. So I want 2 cups of self-rising flour. Makes them very lofty. And if you want to use all-purpose flour, you could do the same. But this is how I'm doing it this morning. So, because we've got some things going on in that flour, I'm only going to use 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And that's aluminum-free baking powder. Trying to stay away from that as much as possible. And then I've got some buttermilk powder here because I don't currently have any buttermilk on hand. And so we're going to use a little help from the store. And I'm going to do a heaping, 2 heaping tablespoons of buttermilk powder, and also have some nutritional yeast here. I'm going to add that in. It adds a really unique flavor. We've got to get this in a jar. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of that as well. Heaping tablespoon. All right. There's our dry and fat, our dry ingredients and our fat. And you really want to cut this in with a pastry cutter or a fork. You're cutting the fat into, and it's important that your fat is cold. That's why I used cold butter. And I'm going to use cold 1/2 and 1/2. So we're going to go ahead and get the 1/2 and 1/2 mixed in, and you're just going to eyeball it. I am. That was about 1/3 of a cup. I'm going to start with that, work it into the flour mix. It usually ends up to be about 3/4 to a cup of buttermilk, and or in this case 1/2 and 1/2, which is going to make this really creamy and sweet. And when you start feeling like you've got a wet dough mixture forming, you're almost there. Almost there. And that's right about a little bit more, and we'll have right about 3/4 of a cup. Okay. If you get it too wet by accident, you can always add flour.
pans in here. Go ahead and put this on a cloth for now, just so it doesn't clang around on the counter. Just a little bit of working it in. You want a soft dough, but you don't want to work it too much because you'll melt your
back
fat.
in the refrigerator till that cools back off, and then I'll roll it out and we'll get them in the oven. Preheating my oven to 400 degrees.
So I've turned my dough ball out onto my clean granite, floured the board and flour on top of there. We're just going to press that. It's a pretty soft, kind of sticky dough, and that's okay. That's really what we want. Put a little flour on your rolling pin, and we're going to roll these out. And I want them about an inch thick, and they're also going to get lofty in the oven. And I'm not too concerned with what the shape is right now. So once you get them rolled out to the thickness you want, then you're going to want a biscuit cutter. And I just push down, and there's your biscuits. And these are about a ½ inch thick. And that should be okay once they rise up in the oven. You just go around and get yourself some biscuits cut. Put them on my baking tray. Biscuits and gravy. It's just such a comfort food. Aren't they beautiful? Nice. So take your scraps of dough, pull it together, flatten that back out, cut another couple biscuits, nice big fat one. And then this is always the cook's treat. If you want to make it pretty, because it's smaller, go ahead and cut it with the smaller one. And there you have it. There's a mini biscuit. All right, so that made 9 regular size and 1 mini, and I'll give this one a go for the doggies, dog treat. And we'll clean up our mess. This is going to go in a 400-degree oven until they're golden brown and delicious. Let's get to making our gravy. So this is the pan that I browned my sausage, and I've just got it draining off any excess fat. But as you can see in the pan, there's not enough to make a gravy. So what I'm going to do first is I've got chicken fat here. This is schmaltz. If you save your chicken fat when you skim it off of your soups, you can use it in your cooking, and it flavors things wonderfully. So put about a tablespoon of that down, and a nice tablespoon of butter, because we're going to make a gravy. So we need that fat. And you're just going to get that butter and the schmaltz worked around. In fact, I might go ahead and add a little more of the schmaltz. And as soon as that melts, we're going to add some flour. Try to get any of the bits that are from the sausage up off the bottom of your pan. We're going to add some flour, and equal parts flour. So, and you're just going to whisk that around and kind of cook off that raw edge of the flour. You're just going to start whisking that in. And now I'm going to add some salt and pepper. So bear with me on the pepper grinding. Just a little bit. There's salt in the sausage, so you don't need a lot. I'm going to add some red pepper flakes because we like to put our sausage back in. And get rid of that whisk. And just let this just get nice and happy together. So we are ready. Our biscuits are done. I've got 2 basted eggs, and I basted those in butter. Got a beautiful biscuit here. Ooh, those look amazing. You can see the bits of butter areas. And I'm going to take this big wonky one, because this is my husband's plate. And a couple of biscuits down. We'll even take this little one, this cute little one. And that'll be plenty for him. Let's put some gravy down. Oh, doesn't that look good? Little parsley flakes to make it look pretty. All right, let me get a bite for you. I'm gonna take a bite of this buttery biscuit without gravy on it just for kicks and giggles. Super light. It's got almost a nutty flavor. It's very light. I love it. And there's 1,000 ways to make biscuits, but this is definitely a winner. Nice and golden brown on the bottom. That sausage is delicious. So before this cools down, I'm going to go give this to my husband and make myself a plate. All right, guys. Can't wait to see you next time. I hope this brings you back. If you're not a subscriber, I truly hope that you subscribe to my channel. And go check out all the links that I've left for you in the Show More box below, because I've got a link to Amazon where you can go shopping. It doesn't cost you a penny more to shop through that link, and it helps this channel out. So, that being said, go say hi on Facebook and sign up for Zaycon Foods. All right, guys. God bless.